outnumbered over time. OT, baby! Woo!
Did you see how I did it when you were gone?
I did. I saw a meme of you guys.
Me too.
Yeah, it was OT, baby.
Oh, yes, I saw that meme. And then I saw some people getting the dance down because you got to swiggle, your hips.
All right.
Swivel those. To get
Can you put your
there.
sneakers back on or no?
Oh, yeah, you should.
Are you allowed to?
What do you mean allowed?
What sneakers?
What?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, she just
I waltz around in
I'm in
Louboutins all day long.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. You'd be, like, in a wheelchair by then, right?
Oh, Marcy, yeah. I cannot walk in heels.
Lord.
It's very
Well,
sad.
because I say that because there's still a half a foot of snow outside.
Yeah,
By
it's
the
so
way,
cold.
what is going on in New York? Because in Jersey, we moved our snow. Like,
You know
what's
what
up
was
with
it?
that?
liberal mayor.
Yeah, de Blasio.
This one's not de
caring.
Blasio's
He wanted
fault.
to make igloos for the homeless.
It's a
happened?
rare snowstorm that
Oh,
comes up the coast and gets stronger as it goes north, as opposed to coming, because I'm a farmer, as opposed to coming from the west and crossing the Great Lakes and
So we were
clobbering us.
surprised.
We were surprised. So in northwest New Jersey, where my farm is, 1,500 feet above sea level, no snow.
Oh, really?
Down
I'm
here,
in North
a
New
mess.
Jersey. We got a ton. We
Yeah.
got like 10.
Got a lot in Boston this weekend.
I could
City
not
was triple.
escape the snow this
Great.
weekend.
All the restaurants were open.
I was in West Virginia on Sunday for a girlfriend's bachelorette party. I was telling you guys in the break. Snowed there. Went back to D.C., snow there, and then came up to New York.
Well, you
and there's
followed
snow
the snow, young lady.
So I can't. So if I go anywhere tomorrow, there's undoubtedly going to be snow.
No tomorrow.
So I'm going to jump on the live chat, but before I do that, we kind of went back and forth a little bit about Russia, and I saw it trending. People just want to understand what the deal is. So ideologically, I've got a little bit of a cold now, so it's hard for me to say that. Ideologically, I won't get it out. So the president-elect Donald Trump is saying that he will talk to Russia. His critics are saying, particularly those liberals, no, you won't, you shouldn't, don't. Where are we in this country?
Well,
with Russia?
even conservatives are saying, no, you won't, don't trust him, because once KGB, always KGB, once a torturer and a killer and a stealer of freedom and of property. I sound like you now. Always a person who does that.
It's
which
the
is
last
why I'm
history of the
curious about
past,
your father's attitude about Rex Tillerson, who your father has every right to explore whether Mr. Tillerson is skeptical of Vladimir Putin, or whether he's going to give him the benefit of the doubt because they were able to work together when Tillerson was in the business of selling oil.
It's not just, I think, this is literally what I vote number one on. It's what I grew up talking about around the dinner table.
Right.
Russian politics, if you can actually believe that. My father is John McCain. But what does this mean for the Baltic states? What does this mean for the people who have supported us in our wars in Iraq and Afghanistan? What does this mean for the people of the Ukraine who have been suffering for so long? There are more questions than just what does this mean with our relationship with Russia? Does this mean we are now neglecting our allies that we have had for years and years and years as well? So it's like a spider of questions. It's not just what is Rex Tillerson's relationship with Russia. It's okay if we're resetting again, which, by the way, Bush and Obama both tried to do, and only handily let Putin expand his power globally at the same time while financing terrorism and the biggest humanitarian crisis since World War II. So what exactly does this mean for our allies as well?
You think we will have a debate on this in the Senate committee hearing that is hearing the confirmation of Rex Tillerson, or you just think it'll be Republicans against Democrats?
I hope
not. No, but
Democrats.
that's the good thing about your father, Senator John McCain, chairing this committee, is he will be able to direct the questioning, I think, much better. And I think it's absolutely fantastic to have a thorough examination of someone's record. I really do. I think there are some incredibly important questions here. And I agree with you about Vladimir Putin. He's never going to change his stripes. He's never going to be a good person. But I think it's so curious that every administration now, and this is Putin's third presidential administration in this country, everyone wants to figure him out and be friends with him. Everyone wants to look into his soul, and they utterly fail.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's like Middle East peace. I think it's this white whale that presidents become so obsessed with that there's something about. Well, no, I think people were changed when they saw, particularly how Ronald Reagan was able to open up and dismantle the Soviet Union. And I think everyone wants to have and continue that Reagan moment.
So interesting, legacy envy. And I don't say it lightly, but I've never heard anybody put it that way. That's really troubling, because that has nothing to do with our national security in this country. I mean, we're watching the legacy point with Guantanamo Bay right now, and how President Obama literally in the next 11 days could close it if he wanted to, if he could find enough countries to take the people who were left.
Well,
Well, he can't close it. I mean, Donald Trump can undo almost anything Obama does. He can't bring back people that have been set free.
Sure, but he can
can't take away benefits
what's
to
gonna happen with
Obamacare people that have gotten
with the
them.
worst of the worst.
But almost any executive order that Barack Obama signs in the next 11 days, Donald Trump can
Except
undo.
for those worst of the worst that he lets go.
But it's not just
once they're free, they're free.
But it's not just in the past few. I mean, President Obama has done so many things in the name of legacy. Guantanamo Bay, withdrawing troops from Iraq, the the Paris Climate Treaty, as well as executive action on immigration. I mean, there's been so many things he has done in the name of legacy that really is not necessarily in the best interest of all Americans. But what's interesting is President Obama has done so much through executive fiat as well. Even if you look at Obamacare, which is really the only major piece that he's gotten done with Congress, was done on a partisan basis and is likely to be repealed. So for a president who has been so concerned about his legacy, a lot of what he has done throughout his presidency will be undone.
So what I would say is that he actually has issued far fewer executive orders than other presidents have, but it's been the issues that he has chosen to issue them that sets him apart.
You can't go by the numbers. You're right. Yeah. It has to be by the issues.
It's the substance.
Or the magnitude and the effect and the concentration of power.
An executive order in which the president tells the Department of Health and Human Services how a certain program should be administered is one thing. An executive order in which the president purports to change the law, as he did with his executive orders on immigration, and was found that way by the federal courts, that's entirely another. Those are the things that Donald Trump
Clean Power
change.
Plan as well for the EPA.
But from a strictly political perspective, it's fascinating to watch the tone shift among conservatives about Vladimir Putin. In 2014, only 10% of Republicans had a positive impression of Vladimir Putin. Today, right now, it's 37%. That is a staggering number.
So why do you think
of
that
Republicans?
Is?
Okay, because continue. Yes.
No. I have a question because I agree with you. I think he's a bad person, and I don't think we should enable him and appease him. I think that's incredibly dangerous, and history's lessons are littered with the bodies of people who chose to take that path. But, I do think that there's something valuable about targeting him personally, financially, and other billionaires in Russia, but not necessarily the Russian people, because it feels like every time there are more sanctions and they are punished, it emboldens him, and it makes him more powerful, and he sells the idea that the West and the United States are evil and they want to destroy their way of life.
But if you're going to do that to the people of Russia, what about the people of the Ukraine as well? I mean, what about the people in the Baltic states? I mean, they're without power, and toilet paper in different places. So we're picking. What's so fascinating about this? We're picking and choosing the people we can globally care about, which I guess is politics as usual.
Well, we've always done that as a nation.
But specifically when it comes to Russia and what's happened in the past 8 years and his rise and Vladimir Putin's rise to power, I just find it fascinating that Democrats have never cared, except in the last month when now they're blaming him for Hillary's loss.
Rock Oz on the live chat, which is cooking along. Right. Supreme Court Justice Napolitano. Yeah. And by the way, we must have gotten some sort of an upgrade because I keep seeing people say, I noticed my avatar, my picture finally showed up. People are very excited about that.
I know that the IT people did do some upgrade this weekend. I don't know if it's affecting that.
Yeah, it apparently is. Because, we're able now to get a really big number there and not have people bounced off. What does it say when the American people are... Oh, look at that. Do you see how fast that just jumped?
Before your eyes.
Wow. Well, that was a really good question. I got through about half of it, so I know what it said. What does it mean when the American people are willing to believe someone like a Julian Assange? Just your thoughts on that.
It's fascinating.
It is fascinating. I believe that with respect to the interview with Sean Hannity, Julian Assange is telling the truth. I believe that Julian Assange's sources were not the Russian government. My source for that is sources in the American government who disagree with the people that briefed the president-elect the other day. Assange is a very, very complex character who's neither all good nor all bad.
Exactly right.
And in this case, I believe he's telling the truth.
And I think that just shows that we've entered a postmodern political age.
Yes, agreed.
And the one good thing about that, the one good thing is it forces people to become critical thinkers and skeptics. And they have to,
that's good.
Vet the news stories that they see and not take anything at the surface, whether it comes from the government or something that looks like a reputable source. Question everything.
Do you concern about the RNC? Because he has admitted to hacking the RNC as well and just not releasing it. Do you worry at any point?
I thought he couldn't get into the RNC.
I thought he couldn't get in also.
I believe there are reports that he did.
Apparently, I thought he had tried to hack into the RNC and was unsuccessful.
I get sad when they play
I wouldn't
that
be
song.
surprised if they played everything.
We had a ton of people on the live chat.
Thank you for tomorrow.
And Facebook Live. We'll see you back tomorrow. Thanks, Judge.
things.